Mayor was anymore. And it's also an opportunity for you to do these three things. And then a Banada Sompa FM Sompa TV no wasugusu awutie ne medin ede kwame eja komitinamu ede ama Omanhene Yaw adu Boakye and afi so mebra peni ye Libya boga eno ana dodo na ede efre no ewo honum ti yedi atenasere from this hours till the hours of 9:30 a.m. Be our guest, be our listener, and let's interact, let's talk about Ghana. Let's discuss issues about Ghana no pay. Compem said no kron ebebo Ade apemu wo ye hodum na anopay ensmp na eda pono so a yebedidi eho enkomo the dikan has to do with the Constitutional Review Committee. Okay, say January 19th, President of the Republic John Dramani Mahama eti sa ekubia yese womo enkonkoye review about your constitution and almost submit your report to the president what the Jubilee House. Now proposals being so has to do with the extension of presidential term a year 4 years a year to be be spend 2 terms but we there you see extended area called 5 years. That is a nipano say Ghana for man na kwenya 2 terms now be spend 10 years ewo akwenya no so omo make this proposal no. Now let's listen to them and some of the two jawo hono.
However, we believe we took to heart the recommendations that we got from many of the eminent persons that we met, including some who have occupied your seats, that the 4-year term was short. It was too short. And we also then learned that the emerging global norm was 5. And that even in the region, we in Nigeria have the lowest. I mean, 4 is pretty low. So we're proposing an extension by 1 more year.
Okay, so these were the words of a constitutional committee. No, now the chairman of the Constitutional Review Committee, Professor Kwesi Prempeh, say committee no propose a ethics and anti-corruption commission. Ya be create sebe ye be boana. I integrated the existing state of anti-corruption agency.
Attorney General, we want to take some of his powers so that the oral will be done by some other body next time. So what we are proposing there is that because of the system we run, we don't have a career civil servant being Attorney General. We think that raises challenges when it comes to prosecuting political corruption and other issues affecting politically exposed persons. So we are proposing an ethics and anti-corruption commission that can be cobbled together from some of the agencies we already have. So SHRAJ has some anti-corruption work, not prosecution. We think SHRAJ can just focus on the human rights and ombudsman work. There's plenty of that for SHRAJ to do. So we would take SHRAJ's anti-corruption mandate, couple that together with what probably the OSP and other agencies currently do, and then create out of that mix a new commission, which would then handle cases of corruption, so that the AG can be freed to do, the international arbitration and the big constitutional cases and all of those other legal policy issues, reforming legal education, the profession and all of those things. And so we can see more of him. Now we don't see him at all.
All right, I don't need some of the two. Now I'll sign a course so then send be edit to I'll say after thorough examination, we found no provision for a 3rd term for the president, and the president, along with many others, does not make it. There arises my question: say if Senka president in EP that 3rd term now, Constitutional Review Committee, are you saying that you would have included that? And I say it's a question which Senka Menya committee in Pennyphone I would ask you. Now, the home come, but we couldn't
find a place for a 3rd term. for the president. So we looked and looked and looked. We couldn't find. I mean, we realized that the president himself doesn't like it. Nobody really seems to like it. There wasn't much of a demand for it at all. The only thing about that was the invitation for us to clarify ambiguity, and we didn't even want to go there. We didn't think that 66.2 raised any issues in terms of ambiguity, so we.
So after the presentation, the President of the Republic announced he plans to set up an implementation committee early next year. The review body for the integrity and non-partisan work. And I feel so hinted the members of the current Constitutional Review Committee say they may retain to ensure continuity, speed, and real execution of long-awaited reforms.
This report has come at the right time. We will implement it in a bipartisan manner. All of us would come together and implement as many of the provisions as possible. I take, for instance, the issue of the Council of State and the enormous powers the government, the President is giving to make appointments. I believe that the Council of State giving a bigger role in those appointments will create more credibility in terms of people who are appointed to those positions. Of course, the President will still sign the appointment letters, but the Council of State will go through the process of identifying the persons to be appointed. So these are all some of the teasers I was giving before, which you are now hearing. And I want to thank the committee very much. On behalf of the people of Ghana, you have done a great service to our nation. We're moving from the constitutional review process into the implementation process. And so early next year, we would announce an implementation committee. And of course, we're going to call some of you to come and serve on that committee because we need that institutional memory transferred into the implementation.
Now, the Attorney General of the Republic, Dominic Anyeni, were revealing that the Ashanti Regional Chairman, by name Chairman Wontumi, submitted a forged receipt to Ghana Export-Import Exim Bank to secure a 4 million Ghana cedi loan for the alleged purchase of farming equipment.
Chairman Wontumi had approached. Our investigations established that Chairman Wontumi had approached Kasama Enterprise, an industrial equipment dealer, and obtained an invoice with a promise to return to purchase the said equipment. He never went back to purchase the equipment. Instead, and this is where the criminal enterprise began, he forged the invoice he obtained from Kasama Enterprise by removing the word invoice and replacing it with receipt. This forged receipt was then submitted to Exim Bank as proof that he had purchased the equipment after the disbursement of the loan facility. Investigations established that Chairman Wontumi did not purchase any equipment and as such could not register any equipment in the joint names of Exim Bank and Wontumi Farms Limited as per the loan conditions, even though funds were disbursed to him to that effect. A contract, but constitute acts of criminality by no means a person than the regional chairman of the then ruling party. In the circumstances,
Attorney General, and some of the far Ira Chairman Wontumi Ehono. Now, Percival Kofi Akpalo na ono or founder as a leader at the man LPG. And someone Ebobo Ade Akye say he's been charged for deliberately and fraudulently misrepresenting Poma Ghana Limited or the secure funds from First Bank Ghana Limited. Attorney General
was unaware of both the existence of the Poma. Our investigations confirmed that Ekua Poma was unaware of both the existence of the Poma Ghana Limited, that is the second company, and the diversion of the funds until COCOBOD contacted her in June 2024 regarding outstanding balances on the contract. She subsequently discovered that Apalu had collected and misdirected the payments without her consent. Ekuapoma also alleged that Akpalu forged her signature on the cocoa board contract using her former name, Mercy Owusu, to secure the agreement without her authorization. First Bank Ghana Limited conducted an internal investigations and corroborated the fraud allegations that we have made, concluding that Akpalu knowingly misrepresented ownership of the checks and deposited them into the wrong account. The bank acknowledged operational failures in detecting the discrepancies between the check payee names and the account numbers. The suspects who have been investigated are Percival Kofi Akpalu, Poma Ghana Limited, the Poma with the H, and Delvin Akpalu, his wife. That is the spouse of Kofi Akpalu. It's fast becoming fashionable to commit crimes with
the Attorney General and so a whole press conference about a month for Womo Yebekase alleged Womo Dupi Ghana and Yahun. We are yet to see the prosecuting and the prosecuting upon Omo Yababekase Woma Fagana Sikano. Yes, we understand the wheel of justice grinds slowly, but sometimes at least I will say you a path that these leaders are charting to let us understand that they don't only come out na vi oba ba kasa keke na chine bi ye betino be nse na asem na kwa kodadin na kwa akoye yo te sensu onyu no e wo ba bi mame for when we the Attorney General Dr. Dominic Ayeni Estate say investigations by Operation Recover or Loot oral and ye trinity at the from team no are progressing well, and that he issued a stern warning to state institutions directing them to comply fully with information requests on corruption allegations or face legal action targeting their leadership.
Oral investigations are proceeding well, and we continue to beef up initial investigative reports in order to file charges that meet the standards of proof in criminal trials. I want to also make it clear that the Office of the Attorney General depends on a number of state institutions for information that will lead to filing of charges in court. Apart from investigations conducted by the by either the Economic and Organized Crime Office or the National Intelligence Bureau, sometimes we'll need agencies such as the Ghana Revenue Authority, for instance, to confirm if, for instance, tax evasion has taken place before we can go on to file charges. So when these state institutions delay, it also brings, some amount of delay to the filing of charges. So I'm also calling upon all the state institutions that 2026 is going to be a different year. If I make demands on you and you delay, I will take the view that you are complicit in the offense that has been committed, and I'll come after you.
Attorney General, those were the words of the Attorney General. Yaw Ochie say, if you don't comply as an institution, they will come after you, the leaders. Modern institutions, you know, I know we trying so hard say you constitutional lawyer on the line of yaje ne take on what the Constitutional Review Committee has submitted the command, the president, one more impressions about that. Now, so here to me, we are here to inform you and let you understand the issues at hand. Asante atnase mamen kono 4/7 Sompa FM Sompa TV so Razante Mathieu
yenio ajako
ibia you fine
kwa me ajako nyame adom boko
wabodino ubone sa anze wunimme kwa me ajako ifie
nyame adom
okay and obadi that's it and obadi that's it
nyame adom
and obadi that's it what's in bikana
oh say ensem de pena gu prono so ano na yebeka ho asem na the American is afiaso nyame adaroma
sure
afiaso nyame ahwe so aboye ho ban kukuhwi ase ni pinchen we nyanyamia akora besisa no
12 months
sabi kuma se ya we ye mpanimfo pie ho a anopepese nka me chom kakra bi abronya so die se ye bo ma ba ye bo di
me professor nka ye submission ni wi ana de
oh and me ka o me ende me ye nchen anye na kura na ni papi no a they have been very sure omotie yen from January to December you can see be omo ne nya adwen ibi wo so omo ne ya adwen no mo choma adwen I mean that's video democracy baby oh asante had them no and I can speak your mind
yes
and
me show no so you interactive
yes so but change so be ka say di ma kan ya na ndem me ha me kwa anopay no me sha ase free de odi wie ya apalo attorney general de no me untumi de ne de in fact me team bi 2018 2019 say untumi mu yekua bi o Afram Plains area o baby there na enye ni agi because the idea was that say nka mabu na omo ye galam say gidigidi no nka otimi de o mewura farm ni mu a na nka ye say alternative livelihood program a komuta ba be na nka nsase na e bia ekoso no na enti no I say enu je na it was a very good yeah, but ye who the acquire yesterday aircon say as the state the current state of farms in the minimum and I think say at the right time no penifo betimi abo manchichi mababontin from the untumi camp in particular but Apollo the any there in fact I've taken the pain to find out Obaka Apollo was first arrested about it was it August or September or baby September after the helicopter crash no
yes
the omochie no now it was about what it was about contract bia Apollo nyaye na Apollo na the information was say as Apollo anya contract na mpanufo kofa no a whole lot of things na eno echiye man bill na latest attorney general no ababa ye no me hu ni say as we divert attention
how
one omo ko ni Apollo ko di nkomo wiye no busa ho say omo magana fo hu say ampa Apollo
okay
contract was he giving genuine contract
okay
yes Cocoa board the contract man ekro no almost e wa ayomusu community ho ahafo ho ekro no dey say kuma ho akutu ase ni chenchen hen nkura bi wo sa e feeder road na oye the contract was about a 13-kilometer road 29 million Ghana cedis as we are speaking now Apollo the matter say why no on my minia is about 12 million Ghana cedis and I know attorney general chemu say sika ya dia man 3.1 million Ghana cedis hwe asem ni mini Apollo nya contract no hwe mu kakra me ma ye behind the scenes no that lady na ama poma say enterprise bi o attorney general kana wono ena woni fancy Apollo din ye contract no minim se we si aka no because say o contract ma Apollo din na ye dey contract ye dia ma no but sika nya ma bia na ekoma me no ho na mamen yeah mamen so hwem je se no Apollo akanchima me ngane sa on say mfitiase ne na go through kama but me hwem am aye as to be corrected allegedly the first tranche of the money was 700,000 Ghana cedis e de ma Apollo and akoto asa account wi mu but nipa mienu ntem asem je there was an issue in 700,000 Apollo say anka ni nyina what you say so me so say he was given ekotomo ba se woni na kanchima no nkuta ndie whatever ntini onya betre na 1000 so Apollo hu says wanye smarter sika besa betom biem ni nyina no obesa ko pachaw na wasa kwa yi woni mra so na de contact na de ama wanye so ada achieve na ho be kiro so that came about the letter H na be so pomano so no what that is me kakra matie no what you say so that the money will no longer be going to that the poma that H no
na fi
alcohol what you say
I see
what you because say no yebu obi adi a sa poma no say nye misrepresentation say that minister na kana enka ni di kura mem because Apollo na ndi ni wom ana akọ committee wa hwemu che say waye kwan bi nipa na kura bi person ko mu bomodin wie kwan na nke boa but nanse na mampanyi ma aka say omotua 1 billion Ghana cedi be ma chama contractor for nyina nti say abana ni jiwu say Apollo be wie kwan na mjiri say sa 1 billion
the question no kura ni say asika na Apollo de woso odi ya
and that is Apollo source just say Apollo timia ye contract no waye kwan bi a I send Ketima more than 3 million okra.
Okay.
But in some kind, no contractors bebrebe na I kwani bi ko ni mo say ya na pre finance. So what you say, no, as it stands now, no, there was an issue with one our relationship, whatever the BBT Messi. The Nissan case cano, on Tram Yanko Swan to Sicano, Tumsa or no, a Fesica, they are to dream say on Conco Isicano. Now for Copacha or Nimra also no, 3.1 in Abia no 1 million, Cobadaya Quino. And of course, I do buy. But Attorney General to me, I'm one me who say I'm pa. Apollo be a crown, why you drew her, 1 year drew her, sending Janina, what you say to me, dear. Apollo send for now. Sana Mecantino. Maybe who is a big deal. If say minister no per se or near Apollo Dinkoma, you can call him, trash the whole thing because of my friend Mameno. Mamma to me, to me say I'm pa. Sickening there was diversion. Now for me to be dear. What you are saying, Apollo the end for now. Make I say there should be a collaboration with Attorney General and Apollo. Nemuama Yehu be as because impersonation there doesn't take away the contractor. Edema Apollo. And you know, for now, what the influence I say we didn't come on.
Mamenko Ahomaso na mene lawyer K Brenya or a constitutional lawyer. Meneno encoding komo kakra. Lawyer no pay yani so wajibreni ebedi komo. Martinzo. Hello, lawyer, what you mean?
Hello, yes, I am a counter, yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, mo attend was so wajibreni ebedi komo.
No, you're not.
Okay.
I
think combat here. I think say now holding wo ho na o cases no so why do na masika ba bebre. Mate lawyer ma mention say from free say question the make bo miensa of the kind of first impression about constitutional review committee the omode come president they tosu mi no so the ye papa wani je e wo ho the tosu miensa the office na ni ho kwansenka eka ho.
Yes. Your bomb about to say, you made the show, Monsa, I see mono. I want to know you demand or more recommendations and as a report. And yet, a woman say, and yes, fine now. Or more dear, the uncle for the abandon market can boom. I feel a humana as a friend with aggregation. No, my dear,
okay.
So, my dear, by our set president, and so every no issue be a friend white paper.
Okay.
You'll get to me the onion too. President class issue white paper and also yes final. If you are, I'll say a call referendum. Here to a back. I say, you get to my national need to match yes, as a constitutions, you know, provisions, but yeah, and change in this animal. Until, like I said, generally, it's a good thing because I started as a president. No, when I started here, 1992 Constitution, a living document. I operate here. Now, so by over twice a year, only say it was late. President Mama so at the end of the day, if you say we your time to operationalize it. Okay, general impression, no. Going forward, the American said. We need to say state separation of powers. So we are member of parliament position there or executive no. It's a good thing. Yeah, a year. So far, once a month. But we be called parliament with the intention so being a ministry appointment.
Okay.
To say yes, some sana vote by and call for pay a parliament here with this kind of. And so that's it. That's one of the good things that I see here. The other thing I'm hearing from saying the thinking say the term of the president and as members of parliament, say coterminous, the anchor 5 years in there. I don't agree. Even developed democracy square has taken to 4 years for so many years. But argument I advance forward, and some say the panel bar after the government or we use a campaign. If you are in opposition, now we are presidential candidates. Now we need Omar which appoint Oman, then we are not ready to rule.
Okay.
And there is no only moon, say, man of 1 year non and forming a government. 1 year to form a government? No. I know the say it is a no.
No, okay.
This is a question you have.
Okay. Did I say 5 years and a what do you want to cry?
Nah, not at all. Wouldn't lesson call a bread, a cow. Will you see lesson at area? But at least we'll be sure the motivation in class. And I say, oh, 4 years enter now, but now you're assigned to be. And a month or more, almost enter more something prepare a position, you know. If it's 4 years, they're going to know. Young of into democratically elected party, you know, the members and I said president, you know. Jen Abua.
Okay.
Oh, 4 years. Do you know now, 5 years, don't mean 4 years. Because President Kumando can say, me say, go for almost a mile or Lagos, voter ho, a bonaya. Mamma maybe uncle Honiat, Nanko Fork at Mamma no say the dear young Tiasha, the young now we will see. Not from. No, dear Nabana, and I don't win a year.
I see.
Dear Nabano, 5 years or 4 years, within 4 years, no, what you mean
to me, and yeah. Oh, hold on. Lawyer, Mammy miss a question where you say one more point about almost submission mona a woman or say almost young restricted the presidential powers during post-election transition period. Meaning, so only why am I asking this? Because you're too by we are the too by you know or you're elected or you're sworn in. Did you all hold a president that? But how much I say I'm restricting the powers? It means I'm not sworn to mean real.
No, I don't agree with that portion. So.
Okay.
What you can do is say, okay, to the extent what I say, I'm restricted to say, you can't commit the incoming government to certain responsibilities via all the programs out there, but
okay,
the manifesto, maybe all the caveat or tone so. In terms of what you can't get the plan, maybe I can say, to that extent, say. Far-reaching decisions video or say be only way no entering who and answer only eminent track or term but so restricted pass yeah and also because on Monday for 4 years 4 years 4 years is 4 years. Oh me what I think is we should strengthen the institutions. So what I told you I said party that was on almost election now. The allegiance is shifted to the elected. Indeed, to some extent, there are no more use of power. Oma police they want our own tea or our own. Indeed, a homicide, you know, 1 month, you know, window, no, and power already not accepted. This will be a re-elected. But look at say restricted behavior, no, as you weaken the executive.
Okay.
At that time, which is also not good for the country. So there must be a balancing act. Say, as much as your powers will not be restricted, you know, properly so called. You should also not do anything that will be a stumbling block to the incoming administration.
Okay. I see. One more point. Could it not be say like we have a prime example before us? Say, Kenoforiata ne said now say you two about within that transition period. Now you ten some so OSP so debate to just say and a president say you cover up binting the money to me pure. Could it not be say some of these things in one person or maybe there restrictions and about show say the president now or Tihono will be few into me absolute powers and.
Can it be mantra?
Metrasa say restriction no more the ababa shahodum no. Could it not be say ebia to say Kenoforiata idea an example ne the OSP Beka yes tama no mo pese womoni ken to me share na asefo no the presidency and a man ho kwan e man free mu e de koye. Could it not be say enu nti na ebia mo pese mo de restrictions na de be hye ho?
I don't think so. Say yeah, the Kenoforiata issue a year. Obi say Kenoforiata can be no 2 kwan.
Okay.
Or not in December. And I'm also told that he even wrote to the current chief of staff, said he was traveling. And now, say, OSU when you have cooperation from other state institutions, security agencies, you know, to step in Rata. And no, you cannot blame the executive probably so-called. Say, or no, it may be. But what is lacking is has there been any evidence that the signal was sent to the something like the GIS, Ghana Immigration Service, that there was a stop from traveling? And there's nothing like that. Has there been any correspondence? You haven't shown that. I understand because the other agencies have challenged the rest to provide evidence. So we cannot use something that is not legally verifiable or without any evidence to say that we are restricting a properly elected president or government that has not exhausted its mandate or term. I know they may say the only year I say you bet your glass wine and say, "Yaka baby, I want to lose enough." Then you commit the state, to say, "Oh, something is fine. I approve 50% pay rise." When you know, say you are not going to be the one to pay for the first year and the first month. Maybe what's shrunk of good civil service and public service. Now, government wage bill no after show. That's why you are unduly overburdening the incoming administration. Those are the things that I think we can think of, but not so much about that time. No, to what extent should we restrict the powers of the current government?
Okay. My member we intro to any NC for me brain point back what make here me many flash it so na me said antiase ni omonya adwene baako has to do with say almost allow dual citizens by birth to contest parliamentary elections. Me nim we nim the forward random. Do you agree with them?
Yes, there are pros and cons of that argument. Now, interestingly, recommendation on the you see somebody finger say sign the power or where you have some court.
Okay.
Now, Ghana for a chair which or more call your law to mobile but still they are still there. They don't come. My problem is that Obi or dual citizen, your money by this is an MPA. How are we sure that the person will be committed?
Yes.
So we're not keep confusion now. Only the dual citizen. No. Now you're only Ghanaians. I think the premise of the constitution, when restricting how the dual citizens can contest, so say it should be something that affects you, so that you don't have anything at all. Ghana is your last resort. Which citizenship cannot be taken away from you.
Yes.
But now you can be only Ghana when you probably not on the about the post or being a position or being an MP. You be depending on your father passport because we got two passports. But yeah, Ghana Hana, you need to be a corner. No, but you to confuse your mind.
Yes.
I think that one I will not support it. Upi MP of Ghana, renounce your other citizenship, be Ghanaian through and through, and then contest. You can't eat your cake and have it. Sometimes people think or say, both ways, but you can't have it both ways. To that extent, I don't agree with that portion, but I know that people are pushing for those things. Say, also, no.
I see. Myself, I have lots of questions on that point, which I wish say Bianca a constitutional review committee for no crowd be to ask them some significant questions on that, because first of all, if you don't love the country, I didn't know say another country say person yes citizen wo honum na adabi it doesn't to me maybe yes.
So where do you stand? Yes. It's like where do you stand?
Yes. It's Udi Boni
two countries.
Udi Boni Wahana, if you join copy the other country, you have some protection over there, which say a person extradite to an aqua and same baby anything, of which we've had instances say it's alleged that kind of a dual citizenship. Yeah, no ntikura aka hontina to me extradite no.
Yeah, in fact, when you dual citizen, a citizen of another country, they also take you as their citizen, and then even if they'll protect you.
Yes, sure.
So
sure.
These are citizens.
Sure.
So it should be unfair to Ghana when it happens like that.
Okay. Lawyer, I think say your best anya brepa na fi yedidi.
The other one, Mr. Wintrato. The other one, so I know reducing the presidential age limit to 30. I think say, and also we should not disturb the current, because let's look at our educational cycle. Say, and then give and take. Oberri University, it's around 21, 22. National service. If we are 24, but national service, then you need to work to have experience. So, the better is, by then, the panel 30 years was not president. You shouldn't take it that way. You should think the way, so baby, not accurately, and your sponsors be no matter where it's coming from. And yes, controlling Ghana want to win a campaign to become a president. But what about if a 30-year-old is able to get the support of some people will be getting money from whatever that we can sell? Not best president.
Lawyer, I hold I hold a different view to yours because we have experience and the grown-ups we occupy positions we work for young almost for the country, and we have this youth occupy positions we are seeing lot of great things or one more and on the other me brain into young fancy how we can deliberately argue on this extensively
very well.
Thank you very much. Yane lawyer Kebrenya and your coding constitutional lawyer. Asante mi enkomra na sports for nonso and take you over our honor.